Change begins inside the human mind. Every victory, every transformation, every miracle that has ever shaped the course of history started first as a thought, invisible, fragile, and yet powerful beyond measure. Napoleon Hill once said, "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve." But long before Hill, the Bible had already revealed the same truth. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Our thoughts are not harmless little sparks. They are the architecture of our destiny. They are the language the soul speaks to creation. You cannot plant seeds of fear and expect a harvest of faith. You cannot think small and live greatly. The mind is a sacred garden, and God gave you the power to choose what grows there. Faith is the water. Discipline is the sunlight. Desire is the seed. And action, consistent, persistent action, is the gardener that keeps the weeds away. When you understand this, you realize success is not an accident. It is a law, a spiritual law. It is the law of cause and effect, of sowing and reaping. The book of Galatians reminds us, whatever a man sows, that he will also reap. If you sow doubt, you reap hesitation. If you sow vision, you reap destiny. Hill called faith the creative force that connects the human mind to infinite intelligence, what we call the wisdom and power of the Creator. Faith is not blind optimism, it's spiritual certainty. Hebrews 11:1 says, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." It is not pretending that something exists. It is knowing, deep within your spirit, that it already does. Look at Joseph in the scriptures, betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, forgotten in prison, yet he never lost the dream that God had given him. He believed that his suffering had purpose, and that faith turned betrayal into blessing, captivity into calling, and pain into preparation. Faith transforms adversity into advantage, but faith alone is not enough. Hill taught that every achievement begins with a definite purpose, what he called a chief aim. It's not enough to simply want success. You must know what success means to you. You must see it, write it, and claim it. Habakkuk 2:2 says, "Write the vision and make it plain upon tablets, that he may run who reads it." A wandering mind produces wandering results. When you focus your thoughts on one clear purpose, heaven begins to conspire with you. Your energy aligns, your decisions sharpen, and people, resources, and opportunities begin to appear. Not by coincidence, but by divine design. Ask yourself today, what has God placed inside you that refuses to die? That dream that keeps returning when you try to ignore it? That's not your imagination. That's your calling. It's the divine whisper saying, "This is who you are meant to become." Napoleon Hill believed that no one achieves greatness alone. He called this principle the mastermind alliance, the meeting of two or more minds in harmony, united by faith and purpose. When like-minded people gather, a third invisible force is born, a spiritual energy that multiplies strength. Jesus said, "Where two or three are gathered in my name, there am I in the midst of them." That's the same law: connection, agreement, unity. Surround yourself with believers, dreamers, and builders. Avoid those who drain your vision. Faith is contagious, but so is fear. Choose your company wisely, for your company shapes your confidence. Yet even with faith, desire, and the right people, we face one more enemy: fear. Napoleon Hill called fear the greatest enemy of mankind. He identified 6 major fears: poverty, criticism, ill health, loss of love, old age, and death. But the Bible reminds us that fear is not from God. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. Fear is a liar that speaks in your own voice. It whispers, "You can't." Faith responds, "With God, all things are possible." Every time you act in faith, fear loses its grip. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's obedience in spite of it. You don't need to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step, and the next will appear. And when progress feels slow, when the waiting seems endless, remember, faith is not proven when everything works out. It's proven when nothing seems to move. Persistence is the test of belief. Hill wrote, "Persistence is to the character of man as carbon is to steel. And James 1:4 echoes, "Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete." The seed must break before it grows. The butterfly must struggle before it flies. The human spirit must endure pressure before it shines. Every delay, every rejection, every closed door, they are not punishments. They are divine redirections. They are God's way of saying, "Not yet. I'm preparing something better." Gratitude is the secret key that unlocks that better. Napoleon Hill observed that a grateful heart is magnet.